Thank you for following Tasting the Heat, the spicy food entertainment and review channel. Thank you for tuning in. The show is about to begin with your host, Kendall Stadler. It's that time. Sit back and hit that share button. The show is ready to begin.
Hot Sauce Holsters is a company with a long history of caring. It was founded by the wonderfully effervescent hot sauce Mike Courtney, a man who brought genuine warmth and a caring smile everywhere he went. His work and passion are being kept alive by Steve Lucas and company, who took over the reins of Hot Sauce Holsters back in late 2016. Ever since, they've carried on and even expanded upon Mike's vision of helping people to never be without their sauce. Holsters of various sizes, colors, and options are available. And what can be done in the way of custom imprinting, well, that's only limited by your imagination. Now, if you don't want to be the coolest person who saunters into your local restaurant or saloon, then don't get a Hot Sauce Holster. And if you don't want to improve your life or the lives of others by purchasing a Hot Sauce Holster, then you don't have to. Although, whatever higher power you answer to just might well frown upon such selfishness. Hot Sauce Holster does make a great gift for the culinary masochist in your life. So why don't you just log on to hotsauceholsters.net and never be without your sauce again.
Everybody, we are live. We got Thomas Toth in the house. Now, this is about Voodoo Chile. This is not the electric chili land, so we are definitely going to be learning a lot about Voodoo Chile and the company. So, let's get right to it. But before we get going, I want to ask everybody a favor. At the top of the Tasting the Heat Facebook page, you will see the video about taking the survey for our phone app. If everybody could go to that and hit the like on that, because that way Facebook will share it with more people on our page. Because every post that's on, actually any page, if the more likes that it gets, the more it shares it on that page. So Facebook is definitely watching what you guys do. So if you could hit that, and then if you haven't taken the survey, go ahead and hit that. We really appreciate it. But also share our live feed, what we got going on right now. We got a lot of good people on there. Thomas, how you doing?
Man, I am very tired, but very well, my friend. How you been?
Good. We got Cassandra, Ken George, all the way from Western Australia. Bill Moore, wow. Rodney, Mick, Case, Jennifer, Canoe Gator Steve with his hot sauce holsters. You just seen the great stuff that he does. Mick, Jim, hi everybody. I'm glad you tuned in. Thank you very much. I'm so excited to get Thomas on the show because he's going to be talking about his new sauces, and he has got some great stuff going on, and I want to get them up on Tasting the Heat Live or on tastingtheheat.com because I've tried his last couple. I want to get them up along with this new one. It's amazing stuff he's been telling me, and if you've seen any of his live feeds along the way to his journey down to the bottler, you can tell he's totally excited about what was going on there. So how are you doing, my man?
Yeah, those live feeds were for no other purpose than to try to keep me awake because holy smokes, that was a hell of an adventure, man. I was telling you earlier, didn't get much sleep Wednesday night, just tossing and turning, excited about the road trip. This will be the only second time that I've gone down to our bottling partner down in Florida and back up solo. And those are always pretty much overnight journeys. We, drive all night, drop off the beer, wait for the production run to happen. And normally by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, the two of us are normally heading back. And this is the second time I've had to do this one. And not that I had to. It's not like I got stuck with it. I mean, we strategically made the call to make it solo because we were also one of the sponsors for the Beer Bacon Music Festival yesterday in Frederick, which is where we debuted the newest sauce that we just had made up Friday. So I got in Saturday morning, a little bit before 3 o'clock, tossed the turn for a couple hours, 6 o'clock. Rosie woke me up, fed me a cup of coffee, and saw me out the door for a long day of work yesterday. And I've still not recovered the day yet, man. Holy crap.
Well, I spoke to you earlier today, and you were out of it. Or maybe, I guess it was yesterday. You were out of it because of the drive back. And I appreciate you taking the time of joining us tonight because we missed our show on Wednesday.
I know. That was my fault, man. I apologize.
Hey, business comes. Business comes. I got it. And you know what? I'm so glad you did because the way you've been talking about this new sauce, I'm extremely excited about it. It's called Pearl Necklace. Give us a little show of that.
There we go. Well, there's the bottle, the label right there. Once again, this is another official co-branded product or collaboration with our good friends at Flying Dog Brewery, right up the road from me here in Frederick, Maryland.
Nice.
And this one's kind of fun because we finally got to do a little bit of a crossover. It's, I mean, we've been doing the bacon thing. I think we got a total of 8 different bacon sauces now. We're well into the double digits now, probably getting about close to 20 different craft beer collaborations with all the different breweries we work with. And Flying Dog's been a ton of fun. This is number 4 for us. Here we got to cross over what we've been doing with craft beer and what we're doing with bacon, and we got them all wrapped up into one sauce this time, man.
Wow.
So this is beer, bacon, and a whole bunch of sauces wrapped into one. And what's up with that? And I know the younger generation, they're not even familiar with, a bride gets a pearl necklace from the bride's mom or whatever right before the wedding. The beer is actually brewed with Rappahannock, which is one of the tributaries that feeds into the Chesapeake River. So they call it a Chesapeake Stout because they actually use not pearls, but oysters in the brewing of the beer.
Wow.
Which sounds weird. I mean, the first time a buddy of mine was trying, it's like, dude, you need to try this. And back then, it used to just say oyster stout on there. And I'm thinking, it's like, I like fried oysters, and even though I live right here in the whole, what do they call that? Not the runoff, the Chesapeake Bay, not the runoff, but there's a term for going all the way up from like the very southern part of Delaware down to Richmond, Virginia, the not Tidewater Basin. Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so freaking tired. But I mean, basically, all the rain and all the water that falls from like southern Delaware to Richmond, all of that feeds into the Chesapeake Bay. So, I mean, this is like ground zero for oyster lovers here in the United States. And I mean, well, it's really known for blue crab and oysters. And I mean, I prefer them fried, but I'll do oyster shooters. And Flying Dog, they work with the Chesapeake Bay Restoration Foundation. So it's like, a portion of every bottle of the Pearl Necklace beer goes to that particular foundation.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember when the Chesapeake Bay and the Potomac River, I mean, it looked like something that was getting ready to get, fed into, I mean, it was just disgusting back in the 60s and 70s.
And they've really cleaned it up.
Yeah, and man, we've really cleaned up. I mean, I know this modern generation and the whole
tributary.
Let's clean up the world. They have no idea how much the United States has been ahead of that. But nonetheless, oysters, big thing. But there's nothing fishy, nothing seafoody about the stout. In fact, we were celebrating one of my son's birthdays here this afternoon at my parents' house, and everybody was digging on that beer because, I mean, it's just a smooth. Think of Guinness with just something more that dances on top of the tongue.
Nice. Yeah, Mick Uhas says tributary of the area. Is that right? Tributary?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Chase, Mick, Kate, Chris, Duncan, Greg, Rodney, Ike, Dennis.
Ike, what's up?
Yeah, we got a lot of people joining us tonight. If
Nice.
I guess I didn't have the volume up quite as much earlier, so if you could please hit the share button. And I wanted to explain at the top of the Taste and the Heat page, and I don't mean to cut you off here, Thomas. I wanted to get this out.
No, don't worry.
At the top of the Taste and the Heat Facebook page, there is a video about our survey for our phone app. If you guys would take that survey, and if you have taken it already, just hit the like button or share it, anything you can. Whenever you take any kind of action on any kind of post that's on anybody's Facebook page, really, what that does, it tells Facebook to repeat that more and to share it for more people. So I'd appreciate it if you could all go there and just hit the like button on that, and if you would share it, I appreciate it. But at least hit the like button, the little heart or whatever you want. Just make some sort of comment on it or some sort of emoji on it. That would sure help us a lot because we got to get that moving. Shelly, how you doing? I love your post today. Shelly just posted a new one of all the hot sauce Minutemen fighting the world from bland food, and that was beautiful. I don't know if many people know Shelly's work. A lot of you do. It's just amazing the kind of stuff she does. She takes everybody's faces and puts them on different pictures out there. She just does an amazing job. I can't believe the amount of time that she takes doing that. But we want to thank Hot Sauce Holsters and Etch and Sketch for providing our stuff out front here today. It's kind of funny. I got a message from Facebook said I couldn't do sponsors anymore or run videos of sponsors. It's against their rules or something. So I got to find out more about so I don't know what's going on. So I'm not saying that Hot Sauce Holsters is sponsoring tonight. I'm just saying get some Hot Sauce Holsters.
You know what? This not being allowed to have a sponsor thing, that's disturbing. Wow.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me because they said putting a run over on the a video run over on the screen is against their policy, but every news organization does it when they play their live feeds and everything. So we'll figure out what's going on.
Sure they do. Yeah. But you definitely got to get a hold of the Facebook team for that. That's nonsense.
Yeah, so
that's absolute nonsense.
Let's get back to the sauce. You have sounds fantastic. So I did not realize it also has a bacon hint to it. Also.
Yep. I mean, we did something similar to this probably about 2 years ago or so with Adroit Theory Brewing Companies. You know who we started working with. I mean, they're the ones that we started the whole craft beer hot sauce thing. Not that we did that. I mean, the guys down at Stone Brewing in San Diego.
Okay.
Started that. Jim Duffy, who's a pepper grower down there in the San Diego area. He kind of played middleman with a local co-packer that makes a lot of different hot sauces for a whole bunch of different people down there in the Southwest United States. Got them and Stone Brewing hooked up. I think he grew the peppers for the very first one they did, but nonetheless, I'm not saying I kicked this off at all, but Adroit Theory is who we started with, and we did a beer and bacon sauce about 2 years ago. Really cool sauce. Anybody remembers that Bloody Roots?
Yes. Yes.
And this is somewhat similar. Bloody Roots was based off of a really fun porter type of a beer. We had a ton of fun with it. It was just a one-time show. It's nice because we got the recipe on the books, but this recipe, Willie and I took the general idea and kind of ran with it harder. This time, Bloody Roots is all about making the quintessential Bloody Mary compliment hot sauce. The guys at Flying Dog with the whole Chesapeake Bay Restoration Foundation and all, they wanted the quintessential, or just a kick-ass oyster sauce. I mean, something to do your oyster on the half shell, fried oysters, oyster shooters, which is kind of a big thing out here. Again, talking about anywhere around the Chesapeake Bay, blue crab and oyster, that's like everything during the warm months of the year.
Right.
And so, once again, for those of you just signing on, there's a happy little picture. Any of you that actually watched the live feeds that I was doing on the Voodoo Chile page or Electric Chili Land the last couple days, especially Friday, you saw this bottle like 1,000 times while I was in the car.
Well, you were eating the new Taco Bell chicken taco.
Oh,
right?
this naked chicken chalupa! Get that thing in your life. It doesn't have to be any of my sauces. It could be like the little packets that you get right there at Taco Bell. I mean, grab a bottle of your favorite hot sauce. I wouldn't mind if it was one of mine, but just grab it. I don't care if it's Scotty O'Hotty, Cajun stuff, what's his name? Tom Geist down there at SoCal. Just grab your favorite hot sauce, get your butt over to it. And I'm not paid by Taco Bell, by the way. I have corporate sponsors. I'm my own little tiny corporation. Get the thing, because the shell itself is made out of white breast meat chicken. It's laid out and chopped up, laid into a patty, bread it all up. They get a little thing that forms it into a taco shell. They deep fry it, and then bam, the bottom of it has got sour cream, and then a nice big thick layer of lettuce, some cheese, some diced up tomatoes at the top.
Wow.
And just now by itself, it's a pretty boring sandwich, taco, whatever. Man, just get some sort of sauce, and wow, that chicken is an amazing delivery system. I had that maybe 2 years ago. My dad and I were in Vegas, and it was right at the end of the Naked Chicken Chalupa. So, yeah, when they announced a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that they're bringing it back, and it's only around for like maybe 6 weeks. So mid to late June, it's going to go bye-bye for however long, but it is fun. I don't care how much you want to just like, oh, processed food, Taco Bell, forget about that. Go get the naked chicken chalupa. And I need to be getting paid for this because that's all I talked about the last day and a half, 2 days.
Now, we got something coming up, the Chi-Town Hot Sauce Expo. Now,
Yes, sir.
I was chatting with Steve Seabury, and he said this is going to be amazing. It's inside the Toyota Stadium, soccer stadium now.
Sure.
And my big question, are you going?
Yep. Now, I planned on, we have an independent distributor, Black Angel Saucery,
Right.
Who's based right out of there in southern Chicago. Unfortunately, they've got a really big schedule there. So I'll know better tomorrow.
Oh,
But,
hold on.
Yeah, it's looking like we're not going to be doing that ourselves. So
Go ahead and
yeah.
repeat that. You cut out, so we cut out right at Black Angel Saucery. So say that again.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Black Angel Saucery. Anybody that lives in the Chicago area, that's who you need to be getting our sauces from. Greg and Courtney Kinsler is the couple that owns that company, but they got a conflict of schedule, so it looks
Okay.
like Will and I are going to be driving out to Chi-Town, and that's, I think, the weekend of June 23rd, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, yeah, Will and I, man, it'd be the last time I was in Chicago, Rose and I just, like, went right around the city. We went, our honeymoon. 17 days, almost 6,000 miles on the motorcycle.
Whoa.
Yeah, and part of day one, day two was like trying to avoid downtown Chicago, and then right there at the Chicago-Wisconsin border, we stayed with a buddy of mine. He's on Facebook, so I'm not going to mention him, but Matt Welter's his name. I love that dude to death. But well, actually, he and Greg Kinsler,
Okay.
the guy, he and his wife own Black Angel Saucery. Both those guys are part of the whole Golden Tee, that video golf game that you see people playing in a bar.
Right.
Yeah, they've been running around the country playing tournaments on that thing for, gosh, probably going on 20 years now. But they're actually the reason that Voodoo Chili sauces even exists.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Golden Tee community really got this thing kicked off. I was just doing hot sauces at home for fun, and when my sons and I came up with the porpoise recipe, back when people were saying you cannot, it's impossible to make a convincing, usable bacon hot sauce. It wasn't even like it was challenged accepted. It was just like, why? And I kind of get it, man. It took us almost a year and a half to come up with that recipe. So, and speaking of which, that's right at what's at the heart. So we took
That's
the
nice.
basic porpoise idea, what we've been doing with craft beer, especially in the dark, because like I was saying earlier, this is a Chesapeake Stout.
Right.
And the beer geeks were like, Chesapeake Stout? There's no such thing as a Chesapeake Stout. Sure there is. We got Chesapeake oysters. We're actually in the boil, the wort before it goes into the fermentation tank.
Yeah.
And, like I was telling you earlier, there is not any kind of a fishy, seafoody thing. It creates this like umami thing. I mean, you've got a Guinness type stout, so it's not like super, super mild, but this is not a dense, thick stout like we're used to working with the Detroit Theory. It's just a very nice, smooth, drinkable stout, and the oyster gives it this like, it just brings all the flavors and kind of makes them dance around on the tongue. And then we took that, the bacon thing, got a little smokiness in there with the chipotle, and of course the toasted garlic, which I love working with, and it's a fun sauce, man.
Now,
And I got on pizza today. I was over, in fact, I just saw my mom signed on, and we're at Mom's house celebrating Evan's birthday this afternoon.
Nice.
And Evan and Tommy, I can't remember the name, some really big comedians on tour right now. And four of them, my two boys and their wives, they're in downtown. In fact, that guy, he probably just hit the stage here during like the last 5 minutes. So, but we're at Mom and Dad's house drinking beer and eating pizza today. And yeah, Pearl Necklace, so far I know it goes really, really good on the naked chicken chalupa from Taco Bell. God, I need to get them to sponsor me.
yeah, really.
On pizza, it goes good. I did the prototypes. I know for a fact it's really good on mac and cheese and scrambled eggs, because those are my two favorite test beds when we're working on a new sauce.
Right.
I mean, if it doesn't go good on scrambled eggs, either it sucks or it's a specialty sauce.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
The avocado thing's getting really popular.
Yeah.
I really can't imagine that. Maybe on the right omelet it's good, but just straight up on scrambled eggs, it might conflict. I mean, some sauces are like, they're very specialty, like a red meat sauce. I wouldn't put A1 steak sauce on scrambled eggs,
No.
for example.
No.
But, on a cheap cut of meat that somebody like overcooked on the grill, man, A1 is amazing.
Yeah.
And those of you that do use A1 on a really nice cut of meat, I mean, the meat hates you, but, you enjoy it, so that's cool.
What peppers did you use in this?
That's totally top secret, man. I can't tell you that.
Okay.
No, the peppers on this one really straightforward. We use, as a general rule, either Peking, Teppan, or Cayenne to get the really early, nice little tingle on the tip of the tongue and the lips. A little bit of habanero. It's not fatality. I'm so sorry. I'm so beat from this road trip. But this one we've only got. No, do you get that message? The connection between you. We're still working. But yeah.
It was funny. As soon as you said I can't tell you that, your Skype broke up a little bit. So I was like,
I know. I got the little error message
you
going.
did that on purpose.
Connection's a little bit weak. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm guessing the lady that does our corporate sales down there in Florida, she's probably got some connection there on the deep web going, tell Tom to shut up. Well, I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'm no longer allowed to talk about what makes Porcus Porcus.
Oh, really?
I've got a non-disclosure agreement against myself from my sales lady.
Hey, at least she's looking out for you.
Sales goddess, if you will.
Yeah. She's definitely looking out for you and everything.
She is.
Now,
I mean, you know.
Your gig in Chicago, you may be having someone in the booth with you.
I really hope so. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I'm trying to work that out. So
please do. If
the two of us can't make it, Tracy used up a lot of vacation time with her mom the last year between her two surgeries, and so I might be coming alone and be working the booth with you. I'm trying to get that set up right now, and I'm looking forward to that because everybody loves the Voodoo Chile sauces. So I'd be there trying to push some sauces on people. So we're going to work that out. So if you're in the Chicago area, stop by. You just may be seeing us together in the booth. Now, it's not 100% yet, but
oh yeah. I mean, Voodoo Chile is definitely, well, there's one last thing. I mean, because of the health department and everything, I was not able to get my paperwork out on Thursday because I was on the road.
Okay.
So that's all going out tomorrow. Steve's going to try and push that through. Illinois, for anybody that's in the food industry, those guys and gals, they know the health department. I don't care what county you're in. Illinois is tough. I mean,
hear that same about California too.
You would think that the plague from Ireland just happened there like 5 years ago. I mean, it's tough. So if Steve can get all of our paperwork pushed through tomorrow, we'll definitely be there.
Nice.
But yeah, like I said, Black Angel, they got a scheduling conflict, so Will and I are jumping in and trying to get that done. But now that it's Voodoo Chili sauces instead of Black Angel saucery, we're kind of doing a little bit of a last-minute run on the Chicago Health Department. But,
okay.
I mean, for crying out loud, we're almost 30 days out. So,
yeah,
you know, like I said, I'll know tomorrow night, Tuesday morning. But, yeah, right now I'm at 99 point, a large digit on the right side of the decimal point, saying yes. And Will is actually looking forward to the trip. He's not been in Chicago in a bunch of years, man.
Well, I think it'd be a great time. From what Steve is saying with this new show going on in Chicago, he plans on blowing this out. I mean, he's going to have a huge stage. I mean, they're actually using the arena stage just right there for the show to do all their events. And I think the wrestling ring is going to be there also, and that's just craziness.
That's just going to be goofy. Yep. Well, Adam, the guy that's the chief of operations for a bottling company down there, Florida, Endorphin Farms.
Right.
I'm not keeping it a secret, but for the last 5 years, I've been trying to send as many people down his way. But God, if I give him a call going, oh my God, I'm out, I'm getting ready to be out of fill in the blank on a sauce. He's like, yeah, we can get to that about 5, 6, 7 weeks. I mean, we're almost a 2-month lead time.
Wow.
When I need something done, which in this line of work's tough, but they are so freaking busy. And their second bottling line, that's looking like being 4, 5, 6 quarters out. So, I mean, we're talking a year and a half. And so it's at this point, I'm like, now I'm protecting and going, call Endorphin Farms like in a year, year and a half. I mean, they are literally booked to capacity right now.
Now, why do you think that is? Because there's more sauces, people are enjoying sauces more, so they're buying more? Or does there's more companies? Or what do you think it is?
Well, I mean, the first two things, yeah, we got more people enjoying sauce. So those of us that make sauce, we're making more sauce than they were, say, 5, 6 years ago. There's tons of company because making a sauce that doesn't suck is easy. Endorphin Farms is like a magnet for, a co-packer or bottling partner for two reasons. Integrity, they don't bullshit. And I'm not going to drop any names here, but there's some co-packers out there that really suck because they'll kind of duplicate your recipe, make you happy, and then each time you do another bottling run, they're swapping out ingredients that they can buy for cheaper.
Yeah.
And the next thing, talk to John Dilly from Def Con Hot Sauce or Def Con Wing Sauces.
Right.
Oh my God, he is, out of all the folks that you and I have met, John's got some of the worst horror stories, especially about a co-packer that a year and a half or so into it, what he was delivering to John that tasted nothing like what they started with.
That's no good.
Swapping stuff out. I mean, just being shady.
Yeah.
Adam and Michelle Fair, they're not the owners of Endorphin Farms, but they're the two that really kind of like run and oversee everything. Integrity. And number two, batch to batch to batch. Once we get it dialed in, every batch tastes the same, which, when you start getting to, any kind of a level of volume, that's important. I mean, if you go and you fall in love with a certain beer or a wine, and it's different every year, it makes it sketchy. I mean, we fall in love with things and we expect them, each time to, keep coming right in there as that delivering the same flavor.
Absolutely.
And Endorphin Farms, Adam does that. His obsession with perfection or quality, not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect, but his obsession with quality and making his customers happy. I mean, their customer service, it's just off the chain.
That's awesome. Ken George Roberts from Western Australia says that's why he makes his own. And if we could get you your own bottling facility, I mean, that would be huge. There's a lot of people out there that'd love to do that. That's awesome.
The finances involved is also
it's huge. Yeah, and
especially the FDA here in the U.S. Right. I don't know how it is, Ken, there in the down under, but here in the U.S., I mean, goddamn, the FDA is kind of like getting almost like an IRS type reputation. Yeah. I mean, the nitpicking. I mean, we didn't do bacon taco Friday, which all of my distributors are currently sold out of. I'm sold out of it, and it got nixed because one of the ingredients that we use, they use an oven extract. It's kind of like a wheat germ type thing, but one of the ingredients originally, like 2 levels of manufacturing down, started as wheat. And even though there's no such thing as a wheat allergy, but it's a wheat irritant or intolerance, if there's any form of wheat, and any of you young hot sauce makers out there, get your stuff together, that needs to be on the contains at the bottom, contains wheat. And I flicked that out going, what the hell are they talking about? There's no wheat in bacon taco. So it contains soy, contains milk, because there's milk whey, and the like that ham flavoring that's in there. And, I saw that. It's like, there's no wheat. Boom, shipped it off to the printer. So I've got, I don't know how many thousands of labels I'm now throwing away. And I've got 3 distributors that are not very happy about the fact that they're not getting bacon taco here on Tuesday, which I promised them. So
right.
That was frustrating as all get out.
I was talking to Kyle Colson from Hella Hot Sauce, and California is just crushing them with their restrictions and everything they're going to. They're so hurt. I think what it is, California's so hurting for money. They're just trying to squeeze every penny out of everybody, putting all these restrictions on.
Well, that, and also it's the bureaucratic feeling important as an agency to help them. Like I was talking about Illinois here, 5 minutes ago or so. I've got several buddies that make hot sauce out there in California. Scotty Z, Zalkin from Lucky Dog. Yeah. By the way, one of my favorite friends in the hots. No offense to anybody else out there. I love most all of you guys. Scotty Z, love that guy to death. But yeah, California, Illinois. I mean, there's a handful of states. I mean, every state. I mean, they're bureaucrats, so they're doing their job. They're protecting the public health, which, thank God we've got that.
Right.
But yeah, California and Illinois, oh my goodness, it's tough, dude.
Well, we're looking forward to hopefully getting all this taken care of so we can get you to Illinois to the Chicago Fest, because I know that sauce is going to go crazy the way you've been telling me about it, and I'm looking forward to it myself. And hopefully that all comes through for all of us.
Well, check your mailbox either Thursday or Friday. You might have a surprise there. So
awesome. Thank you.
But yes, sir.
Yeah, we got some things coming up too. We're going to be not rolling out at the end of the month, and I'm pretty excited about that. You've seen the couple of the things, and sorry, I have.
Well, I'm pretty regular touch with our budding mutual friend Rod.
Yes, got that going, and then
I was just talking to him Thursday while I was on the road. Okay. So it looks like everything's looking like it's on track and on time, man.
Yep, and you've seen some pictures of some of my other endeavors that we got rolling, literally.
Sir. Oh, my God,
I'm
yes.
sorry, we can't tell you yet. I'm trying to build the anticipation.
Good. Yeah, man. I mean, things are definitely rolling. So, yeah.
Yes. And I'm going to totally switch gears here before I say anything else. We've got a lot of people. It looks like they're going to be going to the Chicago show. We got Rodney Goss. He's going to have, I believe he's got a new barbecue sauce he's going to be taking with him there. Hot sauce.
Yeah, the Goss sauce is nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love that sauce. It's amazing. We got the right here, the hot sauce holsters. Canoe Gator Steve is going to be there selling his hot sauce holsters, and that's going to be. I mean, he is exploding with what he's doing around the country. People are loving what he's doing, and I think I tried to see if there was some other people on here said they were going, but it's going to be a great show.
Obama Halo thing that I got going on. I mean, I get it. He's the new president, blah, blah, blah. Talking about like 9 years ago. But yeah, I hate it when I get the lights and I get this glow on the poster behind me. I love Dark Side of the Moon, so it's like I've tried covering it up with something that doesn't reflect, but oh my God, look at that on my halo.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. Everybody, like when I walked into church this morning, you can see people looking over their shoulder going, dude, it's been raining for over a week and a half. We don't need lightning in the building right now,
Thomas, it was a pleasure talking to you this evening about your new sauces. Do you have anything new coming up that you want to share?
Nothing but a whole bunch of being busy, man. Yeah, the new product rollout, we try to do that March, April. We try to time pretty much everything around the New York City Hot Sauce Expo. That's for 4 years now. That's been my typical new and debuting. And man, it really ticked me off because I advertised the heck out of this on the website and on social media.
Right.
And I can't tell you how many people came up to the booth. It's like, ooh, where's that new flying dog, the Pearl? And I'm like, yeah, it didn't happen yet. And that that just happened Friday.
What about the other one, the with the guy from on the label?
Over the line! Yeah.
Yes, Over the Line.
Okay. Oh, my God. You really want me to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Over the Line is a Chipotle bacon sauce. And the original idea, I used to make a Chipotle sauce back before I met like Kay John, Chuck Evans, the whole Columbus, Ohio Fiery Foods Festival people. Yeah. And here, I forgot how many months ago, we're doing I just started a thing called the Voodoo Chile Slight Return, but not slight, it's slight SLEIGHT. So not only is it slight, it might be like a limited edition product, but I might also change the recipe. I mean, because over the last 5-6 years, I've learned a lot. I've continued to develop as a sauce maker. So that means any one of these sauces, there might be just like a one-time limited edition, or none of them will be one time, but it's not going to be an annual type seasonal.
Right.
And slight SL, like sleight of hand, in that I might be changing things up. And it used to be called Smokey's Chipotle sauce with an apostrophe S. And I knew way back when, but I didn't know Chuck Evans or any of these other players. So when I was getting ready to reintroduce this thing and I was like hinting at it online, I'm not going to drop any names here, but I was talking to, one of the bigger sauce makers that's been around for a decade and a half. And we got the chit chat and he's like, dude, Smokey's Chipotle, you understand Chuck Evans owns the trademark Smokey Chipotle. And I mean, when restaurant chains or other entities release them, it's like, hey, we've got our new Smokey Chipotle barbecue sauce or whatever. I mean, the folks at Montezuma brand, they send a cease and desist going, hey, we actually own the trademark too. Chipotle, and they're kind of fist and intellectual property. But I'm going, no, dude, it's got an apostrophe S. It's not the same. And what they didn't know is I already paid for the artwork on the label. Oh. And they're like, come on, dude, that's just, Chuck almost kind of likes you. I mean, don't screw that up. I mean, I'm like, come on, there's an apostrophe S. And Johnny was like, dude, that's just over the line. I'm like, never mind. Because that's that scene from The Big Lebowski when Smokey, the long-haired hippie-looking dude.
Yeah.
And Walter's like, over the line. So that's the name of that sauce is Over the Line Chipotle Bacon Hot Sauce.
Okay.
And yeah, that one's a ton of fun. It's got a lot of tamarind in it this time around. The original Chipotle sauce, we didn't introduce the bacon into it. So thus my long explanation about the slight return. And of course, that also helps me accentuate the whole Voodoo Chile, Voodoo Chile, however you want to pronounce it.
Right.
It's not about Santeria and witchcraft. I mean, Voodoo Chile is about the old Jimi Hendrix song.
Right.
You know, standing next to the mountain. Yeah, you can sing it a lot better than me, but
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I got to pick that up then also because I want to try that one. I want to get that one up on the site because, well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, then we also got Death of Cthulhu was another. I mean, we released 3 sauces here the first quarter of the year. Well, almost the first quarter of the year. This is supposed to be, this would have been the beginning of the second quarter anyhow. Right. But yeah, pretty much after June, we don't release anything new. But our 3 for this year was what used to be Smoky Chipotle, which is over the line.
Over the line.
That whole thing. I don't want to. And I got respect. I mean, when people come out with a name that somebody else has got, you know, I'm usually the jerk that pisses people off going, hey, you know, so-and-so already used that. I mean, it's a professional courtesy.
You may not know.
Huh?
Yeah, you may not know.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
The death of, say it again, the death
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
It's the old H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes.
Cthulhu. Just the spelling of it, it was like Cthulhu. You know, it's been argued about for years. Really good friend of H.P. Lovecraft. He went and there was a newspaper interview, God, probably back in the 1930s or 40s, and he actually pronounced it out as Cthulhu.
Well,
so
that is
the second time.
That's an amazing red meat sauce. That's almost like a steak sauce. It's so good. It's really rich in flavor too. Amazing stuff. I'm going to put them all up on tastingtheheat.com here within the next week. So as soon as I get your new one, they're going to be all up there ready to roll for everything else going on for the end of the month. Thomas, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I am sure everybody, we've got everybody hanging on, so I can tell they enjoyed it. And you and I will be back in a week and a half on the Electric Chili Land.
Yes, sir.
Next week's show, I have the one and the only Purple Pam. So that's that's gonna be a great show. So we're looking forward to that. And she is a riot. So if you guys are around next Sunday night, I know it's a holiday weekend, but you can stay up late for this one because Purple Pam can come unhinged, and I love her for that. Because
she's the female version of the Tasmanian Devil.
Yes, she is. She's awesome. If you don't,
last year you got to hang out with her there in New York City. I mean, holy smokes, she's a ton of fun.
She is, and if you guys don't follow her on Instagram, you got to because the pictures she puts on there is just amazing. Great stuff. So that's next Sunday at 8 p.m. We got Purple Pam right here on Tasting the Heat Live. And Thomas, I want to thank you again for joining us. And
thank you. I actually fell asleep on the couch here about 7 o'clock, so I'm glad my wife noticed the phone because I had it on mute, and she was sitting there cuddled up with me trying to get me up to bed, and she's like, she didn't have her glasses on. She goes like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Kendall. I'm supposed to be out here in 15 minutes." So,
Well, tell Rose I said thank you, and you get back to bed there, or whatever you have to do to try and get going. And for everybody else out there, I appreciate you tuning in. And let me get things rolling here. We are having a good night. And everybody out there, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much.
This is Tasting the Heat, the only source you need for spicy food, entertainment, and reviews. Good night, everybody!
Peace! Oh, Brian Pfaff with Boardwalk Kitchen. Just